Los Angeles Clippers player Patrick Patterson had got in trouble on social media. He got in trouble because he had made a post and the post was wrong, and we'll talk about all of that, okay? So on a picture where Patrick Patterson was talking about his marriage to his wife on October 26th, he decided to post to say, in all the world, there's no heart for me like yours. In all the world, there's no love for you like mine. Happy anniversary. Okay. So he made a picture about him and his wife. Whether you agree with his choices or not, that's on him. That's not on you. It's not. Just as much as I can't choose for you, you can't choose for him. That's the way that works. But in America, we believe that we could talk to black men any kind of way, because I don't see that happening to no other race of men where they're being so micromanaged on what they do. I don't see it. Black men are micromanaged to the point of everything. How we wear our hair, how we walk, how we talk, who we date, how we dress. Like any little thing a black man do, somebody got something to say within the community and outside the black community. People got something to say. So someone he actually knew went to his Instagram, because someone he knew, and he told him, but it's not though, bro. You grew up loving our women. Why wait till you get some real money for your perspective? And even if you wasn't in the NBA working at a Walmart in Toronto, you wouldn't stand a chance, bro. You just became another statistic. I bet she's the only one in her family history to date a black. Stay woke, my guy. Now, I'm going to tell you why Patrick Patterson had his response that he had. I'm going to tell you why. I'm not saying I agree with the response. No one agreed with the response. But I'm talking about to this person that he knew. This person that he knew decided to go to social media and say that to him. If you know him and you get in contact with him, talk to him. Say what you're going to say. But for you to say that to him on his page on the day of his anniversary, you're basically dismissing him and his choice. You're dismissing his spouse. And so he's going to defend her, period. He's going to defend her. And it doesn't matter about the situation. You say, well, it's because, she's white. She could have been black. And you could disagree with the kind of black woman that he has chose, because there are people that do that. You can get a black woman and people could tell you about her skin tone, her weight, her hair, it's so many different things that people could criticize a black woman on if she was black. So you didn't think he wouldn't respond to that? So since he know the person, he said something, and I didn't agree with the way he said this. So should I settle for a bulldog and act like I'm happy with my life and preach, keep it in your race to the world, as if Dr. King didn't fight, die for equality, acceptance, all cultures, loving one another, and no hate? And he said, no thanks. He said, that may be your life, but I don't want that for mine or my family. Color doesn't matter. Wake up. Now, what I will say, Dr. King did not fight for anyone to have access to different races of people. That's not who he fought and died for. Actually, it was Loving versus Virginia that made that interracial dating and marriage legal, because prior to that, it was illegal. So if you're going to talk about that, you got to give it to Loving versus Virginia, that case. And color does matter in America. Yes, it do. If you delusional as a black man, say color doesn't matter, when them police run up on you, tell them color doesn't matter. Ask them to treat you like the white boys and see exactly how that's going to go for you, especially you being a black man with some money, period. They had people very, very upset with him because of the Bulldog comment. Now, some people tried to rationalize and say, oh, well, he was talking about attitude, but when he said keep it in your race, he kind of threw it away from attitude. It wasn't about attitude anymore. You actually called black women bulldogs. And that's a problem. People say his mother, calling his mother a bulldog, or his sister, or his cousins, etc. He is very silly to use that terminology, even though he was talking about that guy's wife. He was wrong for that. He was wrong because why is it that some brothers get with, women in different races at times, and I've noticed a little bit more with white women more than most, that you got to trash black women? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do it. There's no reason to call a black woman a bulldog. Because I guarantee you, if you're talking about attitude, there are white women that are bulldogs too. If you don't believe me, go sit down and talk to some white men. The same thing you say about black women, white men say about white women. But some of you don't talk to white men enough. Or whatever race of woman that you think is so much better, go sit down and talk to the race of those men and ask them, have that woman have attitude, women in his group? Do women in his group put you on child support? Do women in his group like to fight? The women in his group like to drink. The women in his group like to go to the club. The women in his group can be loose and sleeping with everybody. Go ask them. I guarantee you they all gonna say yes, because there are bad behaviors in all groups. There are good people in all groups. So to single out black women and call them bulldogs is completely wrong. He's wrong for that. And when he got dragged on social media for that, I agree with the dragging. Now, I saw a picture of his mother. I'm not going to post in this video. Maybe his mama found out. Let me tell you something. I can just tell you on a small scale. Certain things that I have said, I've gotten phone calls from my sister, my mother, my dad, and say, hey, I heard you made a video of so-and-so and third, or so-and-so said they saw a video of you and this and that. So if they do it to me, I can imagine him. So maybe his mother did pick up the phone and call him and chewed him out. Or maybe his sister or somebody in his family chewed him out for that. Now, what I will say is this, I'm talking about his mom. His mother is the only woman, or his brother or his father or his uncle, whoever, is the only one that have a right to go and tell him about his choice of woman. Who are you as random people to come tell that man anything on his page about his wife? His mother can say it all day long because she know him. His father, his brother, his sister, his aunts, his uncles, like people that actually know him have every right to talk to him about that if they have an issue. But you random people online just going to somebody's page and trying to talk to them like you know them about their choices of women. Like, where were you around when they were single? Did you find somebody for them? Like, you didn't do crap. But then all you thinking about, you talk about that woman being gold digging, but you gold digging. Think about it. You only care about that man's relationship because he got money. That's it. So you gold digging too. You're not caring about that man as a person. You're not caring that man if he's going to be okay. Is he a good father? Is he a good husband? That's the thing you should worry about. Like, worry about if she's going to be there and love him for him. How's she going to raise those children if she have black children? Because they're going to be called black in this world. How's she going to deal with that? Is she going to be with her kids with discrimination? That's the things that we need to think about concerning her, not some money. Then I've seen some people get mad and say, I hope they get a divorce and she take all his money. Really? Really? You're not going to have no happiness in your life talking like that, wishing destruction on other people. I just want to make sure, because only family have a right to question you about your situation. Or a good friend who's been there for you like a brother or like a sister have every right to question you. So he said that my sincere apology to the individual and his family for the cruel comments we exchanged on that day long ago. He said, I want to address the word bulldog during a conversation with someone who I felt was making a disrespectful remark about my wife and our relationship. He said, I responded with the same, making a cruel comment on his wife's physical stature. He said, I know that two wrongs don't make a right, but I let my emotions get the better of me in the heat of the moment. He said, for that, I apologize to him, his wife, and the rest of the family for the hurtful and crude comments on that day. Now, there's some people that don't accept that. Well, it don't matter if you accept it or not. It don't matter. The fact is, he haven't had a history of that. Like Gilbert Arenas, he has a history of talking bad about black women, dark-skinned black women at that. I wouldn't accept the apology from Gilbert Arenas because every time you look up, he's doing it. But this brother, he's never done it before. And he has to understand, you can't argue with people online. If you know that guy, call him. Do that. Or see him somewhere or whatever you want to do, but not online. Because one thing you say, they will take that, rip that, and now it's everywhere. You get what I'm saying? It's everywhere. And I notice every year is always some brother making a comment or some brother was, I noticed that. It's like, once again, the micromanager of black men. As long as Patrick Patterson isn't practicing this all the time, and once again, he said he was calling that guy's wife that name, not really everybody, but he made it everybody when he said keep it in the race. I hope it's something he learned from. You can't disrespect the women of the community. Even if you're not married to one, you can't do that. That isn't right. Just as much as it wouldn't be right for his wife to disrespect the men in her community. It wouldn't be right. But leave me a comment, let me know the thing about the situation with Patrick Patterson and, his situation, online. I would say this, just keep everything respectful in your conversation. I understand some people are disrespectful. I have learned, from the past, the block button is your friend. If they say something stupid to disrespect you, disrespect your wife, your children, anyone in your family, block them. Don't argue with those kind of people, because those people not coming to your page with good intent. He was celebrating his anniversary. That person was like, basically, F your anniversary. Why didn't you pick this woman? That's why he got mad, but he should have blocked that comment and went on.